probably one of the few people that is not entirely real estate focused here. Sales is sales, and that was one of the reasons why I was asked to come in here a little bit. And for me, in any type of sales cycle, anytime somebody tells me that they think, you're in deadly territory. Because salespeople that think are actually the worst people. We want to know, right? We want to know exactly what somebody is going through. We want to know exactly what it feels like to be in their position. The reason why they work with you is because you're likely to help them get to that end solution faster, cheaper, more efficiently, better than they could ever do it on their own. So what is sales? Sales on its very basic level is the exchange of resources that leave the other person better off. I did not say money. I did not say a contract. I did not say goods and services. It is the exchange of resources. So the biggest thing when it comes to sales and sales conversations is that we have to understand where our prospect is at any given time. One of the biggest areas that has been left behind in sales is we talk about all the logical reasons why someone would work with us, right? We're experienced, right? We know things about the industry. We know what the market research says, everything else like that. But the reason why majority of us have either felt disconnected to our clients or we don't feel like we're having fun anymore is because we don't put ourselves in our prospect's shoes. Just take a moment, 5 minutes before you go into that property and just check into yourself and say, if I was this person, how would I be feeling in this moment? Because empathy is one of the biggest things that will actually help you in your sales cycle and your sales process. Building empathy before rapport can actually create a better connection all the way through. By understanding where your client is coming from, what they're feeling in that moment, how do you feel, how do you tap into something that is also connected to that? When you do talk about kids and boats and vacations, now it's already at a higher level. You have to understand what the emotional state is of the client first and foremost in order to create that greater connection. And then we can build commonality. Then we can build agreement all the way through. But I'm not going to agree with you if I don't even feel that you feel what I am going through right now. That's what ultimately objections are. They want to know if something goes wrong, will you be the person to help me get through this? And then they decide that they're ready. Here's your buyer's journey. This is the same no matter what you're trying to sell. What we're actually doing with the client now is we have to understand what their goals and aspirations are first and foremost. Not just where you are today and how do I fix that for you, right? What's the wound that you have that you need a Band-Aid to go on top of that? But rather, where do you want to be in 6 months or a year from now? How do you want that to feel? So part of this is asking better questions. If you want to connect with your clients on a deeper level, you have to ask them better questions. And if we can get them crying, they're buying. So we want to also listen to what the person's saying, right? Active listening. Active listening involves all the senses. I know half of you guys in this room are active listening right now, and the other half are already thinking about the deals, the emails. You're sitting there and thinking about how do I figure out how to tag this Kim on Instagram right now. No, active listening involves being present to the moment. And you cannot be present to the emotions of a client if you are sitting there thinking about the next meeting that you need to get to. And at the end of the day, really what we're helping somebody do is go on a journey more than anything else. The reality is none of your clients want to work with you. They want to be done working with you. Help them get there as quickly as possible. And we always set expectations, anchor expectations. Set the worst case scenario first and then bring yourselves down, right? Set the longest time frame first and then bring yourself down. Remember, people only hear what they hear first. And at the end of the day, our clients know what they need. The heart knows what it needs. Decisions are made based on emotions and justified with logic. Okay? We will always know what feels right, first and foremost. Feel free to incorporate that in your questioning strategy. Because 95% of decisions are made based entirely in the subconscious. If you don't believe me, read Malcolm Gladwell's Blink. He talks all about this. He says people will make a decision and then they will spend all their time justifying that decision, right? Only to come to one of two conclusions. Number one, they choose wrong because they use their logic to talk themselves out of it. Or number two, they spent all this time wasted just to justify why their initial decision was the right one. Understand the emotions first and then allow the logic to be justified, not the other way around. Don't just hit the check boxes as you're helping out your clients. Right? Understand what they want to feel. No matter what we do, price is always a heavy anchor. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Because a budget will tell us what we can't afford, but it won't stop us from buying. When we feel that that is the right decision for us, we will figure out how to make it work for us. At the end of the day, you guys, if LinkedIn calls me their most influential sales leader to follow, this is my most influential sales leader to follow, Zig Ziglar. We live and breathe by this, and this is actually our number one value in our company. It's this quote. Because at the end of the day, you can have everything you want in life when you help enough people get what they want. Thank you guys.